Hello all, welcome back on Java8 Essential Features. Today we are discussing optional class. As a Java developer, we often faced a null pointer exception in most use cases. Java8 introduced optional class to deal with null pointer exception. Let me give you an intro about who invented a null pointer, or we can say null reference. Sir Tony, who invented a null reference. Later on he apologized for inventing a null reference. If you want to know more about null pointer and Sir Tony, I'll give you a link in the description box. Now let us come back to Eclipse. I have just created a simple demo. Now let us consider a simple example to find the length of string. We can simply say that optional is a container class which holds the value of object or a null value. Let us create optional for this string. There are basically two methods of optional class, off and off nullable. Off method will return optional with specified value, and make sure the value that we are specifying, it should not be null, because if we are passing the value null, throw a null pointer exception. Let us consider this. We can find the length if optional contains a value. I am just checking if optional contains the value, then give me the length of string. So run this program so you can have better idea. It will return a 4. If, as I mentioned, if my variable is null and I am using off, then it will throw a null pointer exception. To avoid a null pointer exception, we can use off nullable method from the optional class. Now we can run this program and will not get this null pointer exception. Either we can get result, because if present returns an empty optional if a specified value is null. Now let us discuss two more methods of optional class to get a default value if value is not present in optional. Optional of nullable str, or else if it is non-null, then return me the str. If it is an empty, then return me the default value Java. Another method is also there. Another method is or else get. Else get method accept a supplier functional interface. So we can use lambda expression. Now just we are printing this both, and both will returns a Java as a default value. Now you can see that both methods will perform the same operations, but there is a difference between these two methods. I'll give you with an example. Before hard coding this value, I just use a function get default value, just returning this value. Before returning, I just print from get default method, so you can have better idea. Now use the same over here. You can use get default or customize method in both cases. Now let us run it. Now you can see that first it will print from get default and then the value. Over here you can say that still this both are same, but this will be differ if the variable contains something, or we can say optional is non-empty, at that time this both method behaves differently. Or else will always get the value, whereas or else get whenever it is required. That means if optional is an empty, at that time get default method will call. This is the main difference between these two methods. How can I get the value from optional class? Let us see. The value of optional is present or not with the help of is present method. If it is present, then I can get with the help of get method. Now let us run it, and the value Kotlin is printed. Now you have a better idea about how optional class helps us to avoid a null pointer exception. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you in the next session. Till that, do share this video and subscribe my channel Java Goals with Chirag.